This week, it's All Image Comics on top of the stack. Starting off, we got Low Number 7 by Rick Remender, Greg Tanucci, and Dave McCaig. At the start of this, we finally find out that Stella's back and she is on her journey to find the surface. Not only that, we get to meet two characters who aided her in her escape and the help of her son. This story is really a story about her and maybe possibly losing faith and hope as she's tried to preach on everyone else. But these two characters, although we find out some of them are not so good, actually help her regain that faith, regain that hope, and send her on her journey. We also get to meet a new character and possibly a new species somewhere in there. I don't really want to spoil it for you, but from top to bottom, I really like this one. The story, we got to see Stell in a new light as she reminisces on her journey so far and her kids, what has happened to them, and the whole reason for doing this. And also a reminder that it's always not about you and yourself, but possibly everyone around you. So for Low Number 8, I'm giving it a Christian Bale. Next on the list is Southern Bastards by Jason Aaron and Jason Latour, and this one we get to see a gritty new character brought into the mix whose name is Esau, and we get to see him go on his little journey with a minister who comes to teach him about the Lord. Doesn't turn out so well, not going to spoil anything there, but we get to see how dirty these people who work for Boss are, and we also get to see some of the dirty business behind the scenes of high school football there in Crook County. Really, this story focuses on Esau. We get to see how insane he is and what he's willing to do. He basically has a give no fucks attitude, and it doesn't turn out well for some people, and you got to read it to find out. I'm giving this one a Christian Bale. Last on the list is Rasputin number 7 by Alex Greccio. Art by Riley Rossmo, colors by Ivan Placencia. This one is on my list and it's last because it has a great story. You get to learn more about Rasputin. You get to also have a twist ending, which is really why it came to the top of my stack this week. Rasputin, we get to see he's now living his life later like we saw in the last issue, except we get a little more backstory about how he ended up there. And actually we get a backstory on how this story all started in issue number 1. It's a really good read. We get, it starts with that reporter from the last issue at the end, trying to figure out more about him, and goes right into that backstory through a couple pictures she has. And they relate to something we know in history today and where Rasputin may be now. If you're into this, if you've been reading it, definitely pick this one up. I really liked it. Art by Riley Rossmo is really good. Colors are good. Story is great so far. I'm giving this one a Christian Bale. This week I have a couple honorable mentions. First on the list is Star Wars number 7 by Jason Aaron. This one is a feature on Obi-Wan Kenobi's book or diary about Luke Skywalker. It's really fun. It's really interesting look in between the movies and what may have happened there. Definitely pick this up if you've been reading Star Wars, or it's kind of its own one-shot. So if you're into that, pick it up. Also, Material number 3 by Alesh Kott, art by Will Tempest. Again, I'm loving this story from issue 1 throughout. It's just continues on these people's lives, 4 different stories in each issue. So if you're into more political minded, what's going on today, this is something for you. And that's it for Top of the Stack. Make sure you find me on facebook.com/geekeduptv or on Twitter, twitter.com/geekeduptweets. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll get back to each and every one of you. And then join us next week for weekly pull, Geek'd Up podcast, Wits End podcast, and more Top of the Stack, and more Geek'd Up music. Until then, stay geeked up and always hug a xenomorph.
Scott Lang, I'm a thief by trade. Didn't want my thieving well, now I'm locked up and enslaved. Gotta change my ways, get past this. If not for me, then Cassie. That's why Hank Pym asked me to take the torch, do a B&E. Now I have me a 6 suit that lets me change my size. I got super strength, can talk to ants with a helmet I apply. I'll ride out to the hideout of my buddy Ants that fly. I won't stop, I can't, man, didn't pick the name.